And I hear the music ending. It's time for us to start talking. How are you, boy?
Great, Karol. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Another episode.
Episode 10.
Hmm.
Episode 10. Having fun. Let's do 100 more.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. And today's another of my favorite topics. A
Yes, a
success
success story.
story.
We
Yeah.
love the success stories. Yeah, we've had so many of them. It's been a little hard to choose, and this is a good one, though. I got a good one for today.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah.
can't wait to tell everyone. Mhm.
All right. So let me set the stage here. Back on August 18, I was speaking at a breakout session at the Florida SBDC Small Business Summit at the Grand Hyatt in Tampa. Big long name. Okay.
Yes.
I had a breakout session, yeah. And I gave my When Banks Say No presentation. And we had a standing room only crowd, which was great. And they were lined up across the back wall, and it went really, really well. As I was driving home from Tampa after the summit, there's a neighborhood in Tampa called Ybor City. I'm not
Mhm.
sure if I'm saying it right. Ybor City, and it's a very cool old part of town. Old bungalows and really classy restaurants, kind of built in there where the cigar factories used to be. Kind of old day Tampa Bay. And as I was driving through, remembered Miranda, would-be client that contacted us a few months ago because she was wanting to move from California to Ybor City and
Mhm.
open up a pet boarding business. And so as I was driving through, I just thought, oh yeah, I wonder how Miranda's doing. I wonder, how her progress is as she's getting ready to do this, and she's still going to do this. And she had showed me a picture of the house, the building she wanted to buy, and it was this really cool little bungalow right in the heart of everything, and she'd been so excited about it. So I just couldn't help but think on the way home, oh yeah, I wonder how she's doing. So guess what was waiting for me the next morning when I opened up my email inbox?
No, don't tell me what's
There was an email from
please.
Miranda
I
on the
want
morning, yeah, the morning of the 19th, an email from Miranda and telling me I'm ready to move ahead. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is wonderful." And she asked if I remembered her. I was like, "Well, actually, I was just driving through Ybor City last night, and I thought of you." So it was a really nice way to get reconnected with her. It was just kind of crazy,
yeah.
random, whatever. Um, but she said she was ready now to move ahead with funding, and specifically, she wanted to move ahead with our syndicated line of
Line of
credit.
credit.
Yep,
Mhm.
a very popular option for startups and small businesses and anyone else, to whom the bank has said no, of course, right? So I was really, really pleased then to get a chance to start talking with her again and help her get that funding. So, Karol, for those who might be joining us for the first time, would you explain what a syndicated line of credit is and why it's so
So
popular?
mhm. Yes. So the syndicated line of credit is one of our most popular option right now and is the cheapest credit that it is right now
Cheapest
out
credit.
there,
Yep,
right?
yep,
Because it
yep.
is available credit that you can obtain, of course, depending on your personal credit score. And when we review and we have that phone call with you and and we review all the criteria, you don't have to use it all, but it's there available for
It's
you.
there.
And it's just also depends on your credit score and of course, like I told you, other criteria, but also is a 0% of interest for at least 12 months. So
At
it's
least
just
12.
this period of grace that is optimal for new entrepreneurs like her. They
Mhm.
just wanna jump and say, like, "You know what? I'm going to move from California to Florida
Yeah,
and
yeah,
explore something that she might be passionate about," like, and so much needed here in Florida. So, yes, it's available, for the people. Of course, you have to have a score beyond 680.
680. Yep,
Yep, so,
yep, yep,
higher the better, I always say
yeah.
and see how your credit history is been doing. Don't expect, of course, no derogatories,
Right,
no
right.
more than 3, 4 inquiries in your credit report,
Mhm.
and, basically a very good, nice, clean credit report
The
that can
cleaner,
show
the better.
yes,
Yep,
that
yep,
that show the banks, "Oh, we can give this person, this set of, cards," because that's what syndicated means, is just yes, new credit in the form of credit cards of 0% of interest available for her.
yep.
So now the question was how much she needed.
That's right. Well, that was a big question because she had done her homework. She had found us through, a SCORE webinar that we had done for the Minnesota chapter, which is
Mhm,
a combination of Manatee County and Sarasota County in Florida. So she'd already been working with a SCORE mentor here in Florida, even though she was still in California. And so that SCORE mentor had been working with her, helping to identify what she was really going to need. Now, because she was buying that bungalow, she was able to get a commercial loan from a bank for the building because there's collateral. It's commercial real estate that the banks do that, right? That's no big deal. But then the working capital that she was going to need afterwards was the next question. So
yeah,
she had thought through it very carefully, and she'd actually qualified for 50 to 70,000 in the syndicated line of credit. So I explained that to her, reminded her, 50 to 70,000 is available. She says, "Well, I actually only want 20,000." I said, "Well, that should be no problem at all, right? You're
mhm,
qualified for so much more." But this brings up a really interesting question, a conversation, a discussion that we often have with our clients. Do you get all that you can at 0%, or do you just take the amount that you need? And there's reasons to do both. And so we never, I wasn't twisting her arm to get more than she wanted, but I just wanted her to
exactly.
be aware you qualify for much more. If you only want this, that's fine. Um, because there are reasons to get all that you can because 0% interest, there's nothing cheaper, right? So get all that you can. You're not taking on new debt, you're getting new available credit. So
Mhm,
it's good to have available credit. It's good to have unused available credit. And so
absolutely.
in some cases, you want to get all you can. In her case, she knew exactly what she needed. She said, I only need 20. Great. If you're that prepared and you have your budget ready and you know you only need 20, then or whatever your number is, then let's get the 20. So it
Mhm,
was a really interesting conversation with her. So she only wanted the 20. So her credit report was terrific. She was above an 800. Her credit utilization was, I think, 3%.
excellent.
No derogatories. I mean, perfectly clean credit. It's unusual to see one so clean and perfect. So I said, okay, Miranda, getting a 20 is going to be no problem at all. Actually, what the hard part's going to be is stopping at 20,
Yeah,
because when we with our syndicated line of credit, we're talking to multiple banks at once,
mhm,
getting offers and getting credit for our clients. And so in this case, I said, I think as soon as we start talking, we're gonna get the money you need. So it might be wise then to put a cap on our fees at $20,000. Not that our fee was $20,000. I mean, our fee would be based on the 20,000 that we raise. We charge a
yes,
10% success fee on whatever cash or credit that we raise. So in her case, she only wanted 20,000, then our fee would be $2,000 to get that new credit for her. So I said, let's put a cap on that. You're probably going to get more, but because you only want 20,000, let's put a cap on it.
mhm, mhm.
So guess how many banks it took to get 20,000 for Miranda?
I'll guess just only 2?
Yeah, yeah. The first 2 conversations, we already reached 20,000. I said, "Shut it down, shut it down." So we had multiple team members talking to multiple banks at the same time, and by the time everybody got off the phone and da, 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 we ended up at 35,000. So, she was thrilled because she got bonus credit that she didn't have to pay us for, but we
Mhm.
got her 35 when she asked for 20. So it's bonus, extra credit that she has available to her, no big deal, and she only paid for what she wanted.
So question, she did it only based on her personal because she hasn't have any established business credit on her new
Right. Yep,
okay.
she has not yet opened. She's bought the house, she's in the process of moving to Florida right now. But yeah, because there was no business history, the banks would the working capital to start the business. So we had to go syndicate line of credit as we usually do, which is frequently a great option for somebody who is starting or
Mhm.
under 2 years old, because the banks don't really pay attention to somebody until their business is 2 years old.
Yeah, and I understand. We have so many clients that are like, I just need this amount.
Mhm.
Like, and but on way more cases, we have like, these all we can get. But
Yep.
it's also good, and I understand sometimes the fear and uncertainty when you're starting and especially moving from West Coast to East Coast now, California and Florida. But like you said, it's not acquiring more debt, it's actually more credit available. If you don't
Available
want to
credit.
use it, it's fine.
Mhm.
But the positive thing about this is that the banks are looking at, okay, she has like a big credit line of credit and a good credit limit.
Yeah.
So next time that she wants to get more funding, more credit cards available. So her credit
It'll be
limits,
even easier.
yes, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
even easier.
bigger. So that's why we want when we are business owners, like we have bigger credit limits available.
Yep.
So that's
Yep.
wonderful. It's a win-win
Yeah.
for her.
A win-win. Yeah, so she was
Mhm.
very happy, thanked us for doing a good job, and, she should have that money any day now, and, she can get the little dog boarding school in the bungalow, up and running.
That's
Not
awesome.
bad. Now I
Mhm.
have a bonus success story for you. This one just happened last Friday. So
Mhm.
I'm dropping this one on you new. And this was a different one. This was not actually for somebody who was starting a business.
Mhm.
This was a retired individual here in town who had a surprise repair bill to fix their roof in their attic. And a friend of ours referred him to us. He heard the story. He said, "Well, I don't know if this works for just an individual. They normally just work for businesses, but let me have you talk to Boyd and Otro." So this was a retired gentleman who he only needed $10,000. He was hoping for 20 in order to make these fixes. He was at the end of his rope. The bank had actually made an error on his self-draw automatic mortgage payments, and so
Mhm.
for 2 or 3 months in a row, it was drawing his payment late and recording it as late, and so the bank's like, "Well, you're making late payments on your mortgage. We're not gonna loan to you," and he's trying to get that figured out, but in the meantime, he's got a leaky roof and an attic that has to be taken care of.
Yeah.
So I said, "Well, it has to be, right?"
Mhm.
So, I got on the phone with him and listened to the situation and realized got to look at his credit report and realized this guy will probably be able to get a syndicated line of credit. I didn't think he'd get a lot, but he only needed 10. I mean, it'd been a long, long time since he'd actually applied for any new credit. And we know from past experience, the banks don't like that either, right? They
Huh.
think, oh, fraud alert, right? They're like, who is this guy? Is this real?
Mhm.
And so in this case, though, we went ahead and very quickly got to $18,000 with two banks left to answer us. And I called him and I said, "Hey, we're already at 18 with two banks to go." And he's like, "That's all I need. Just stop right now. That's it. That's great. Thank you so much." And he was grateful, so grateful to get that money so he can fix the house. Now we don't do that all the time, and that was kind of a one-off, but it was a feel-good story because he qualified, and we were able to get him that money, to help save the home. Yeah.
Yeah. So just let's recap. She had a 818 FICO score.
Miranda. Yep,
Esmeralda, no
yep.
derogatories, only using 3% of her available credit.
And she already had several credit cards with good, strong limits.
That is super important
It
because
is.
it's been surprising to me that we have encountered that we have plans that we need before even thinking about to ask for funding. We need to start building that credit history uh, first and foremost, and that can take longer.
Yeah,
Longer
it can.
maybe repairing your credit or trying to eliminate those derogatory comments or your super inquiries, number of inquiries. but that can take even longer for the banks to start issuing credit
Definitely.
cards with a good amount,
Yep.
good limit. So if you have the chance and you're watching this, start now. If you don't have, and if it's been years that you haven't applied for a new credit card, please do it.
Something. Lease
Yeah.
a car. I mean, just anything.
Yeah.
You have to keep that credit profile somewhat active, or it becomes more difficult then to get credit when you need it.
Yes. Yes. I love this story and I love that she is going to move and be ready and have the money ready for all that she needs. And you know what? Starting a new business, I'm super prone to have a little cushion extra because there's always, you never know, there's extra things that you haven't think about it, is not on your list, but they will present. And then she'll have it there. Not as
Yep.
a form of a debt, but as a available credit for her.
Cushion. Yeah, a cushion of available credit. Yeah, well said.
So great success story.
Yeah,
Hope it goes.
we like those.
Mhm. And
Yeah,
I'm happy that you guys were connecting, just with hours within. You were thinking about her, and
yeah,
she,
that was so funny.
yes, we were able to help at OTRO Financial.
All right. So if somebody like Miranda, right, she was able to get the loan to buy the property, but not get the working capital she needed for the business, she called Otro because we have options for startups and small businesses,
Absolutely.
options that the banks don't always make available, but we do. And then in the case of this gentleman here in town, again, a one-off. I don't know if I'll do that again, but there was a need, and we were able to help because the options we have that the banks just don't bring up or make available to the little guy. So if the bank says no, is it the end of the road, Carol?
Absolutely not. Just call us, call OTRO Financial. We're here to help. And if we cannot help you at the moment, we'll try to do our best. We'll try to come up with a solution or a plan to help you
Funding
because
plan. Yep.
yes,
Yep.
because we love support our entrepreneurs and new small businesses.
Absolutely.
Always. So
Absolutely. Well, I think I hear the music. There
yes,
it
it's time
is.
for us to go.
All right. Well, thank you, Carol. Always an enjoyable experience.
Yes, same. Until next time.
Until next time, bye.
Bye.